have a rider in the pipe. Going huge here, Yuko Tatsuko. Oh my goodness. That's got to hurt.
Going for the triple cork 1440 double grab, going down hard. He looks like he is knocked out.
I love it. When you know it's perfect, it just feels amazing in the air, like, it's unreal.
She's kind of on the cusp of whether she would make this Olympics or whether it would be the next 4-year cycle. But in terms of her age and her longevity, maybe the next 4-year cycle is not a bad thing.
If you do have an injury that takes you out of the sport for a little while, what would be the plan there?
It's always kind of there, like, you do know there is a risk to the sport. Stuff happens, like you see others having to take the year out. But then you always do see them come back, and they're always strong. I know I could recover and be back even stronger. Hi, I'm Emily Rothney. I'm in the Team GB A team for snowboarding, and last year I won first in the European Youth Olympic Games.
Such a shit view. What's the point?
Now Emily Rothney. Want to watch out for.
She's going 10, and she landed.
Yes, Emily.
She's so hyped
Yes.
up.
Oh, I'm so happy to see that off the toes cap 10. Only woman to do that. She's a real warrior.
How long have you been doing snowboarding for?
Since I was maybe 5 or 6, so 11, 12 years roughly.
Basically 2/3 of your life
Yeah.
has been on snow.
Like my dad and my mum both being instructors for skiing and snowboarding, and just growing up skiing and like learning that, and my older sister snowboarding as well. So just everyone around me always did snowboard.
I can't put my water on in the caravan because obviously it's been freezing, so then all the pipes burst. So I had to turn all the water off because everything had frozen, and now all my wires from my electricity got frozen, and now that it's melted, it's now soaked all the elements. So now everything's tripped, so I can't get power, but I can still get a wood fire.
Well, it's a good job my lights for this are battery powered, to be fair, because otherwise I'd be in a bit of a mess.
Yeah. I'm Craig Rothney. I have been snowboarding for 35 years and skateboarded my whole life. And I'm blessed to be able to coach my daughter, Emily Rothney, in snowboarding. Emily has style, very steezy, very good to watch, pleasant on the eye.
You're annoying now. Do you take milk? There's quite chaos in there at the moment. Also, Rosie's making sausages. Do you want any sausages? It's always quite busy breakfast time.
I like that I've gotten to meet so many people from so many different places. New Zealand and like in Switzerland, America. It's really cool. They can all come to this one place and we can all compete at the same level, no matter where you're from or like what your background is. It's pretty cool.
Emily went to Lax first. And Emily must have been 7, 8 when she first went to Lax. But when they got on the board, you know, like once they felt on a snowboard, they loved it. They loved it. You know, I can just see her little face now with her helmet that's like way too big for her. And the thing is some of those days would be like you would go up the hill, you'd take them up the hill, and all they wanted was chips. You know, so you'd go, you'd try and get one run out of them, and then as soon as they do that one run, they're like, chips. You're like, yeah, let's go for chips. It's special to have your kids love something as much as what you love it. So it's nice.
What do you think, Emily? What's up?
I'm not too sure this is real. So annoying.
Why is it annoying?
Just, you know, I don't know, it's just, can't get to the end of the bloody thing. It's so stupid. I'll get it though.
Yeah, man.
The thing I used to always do with Emily is like, because Emily's hard on herself, you know, like Emily can be really hard on herself. I think that's what makes these athletes who they are, you know, like they have something in them. You know what, although Emily is super laid back, she wants to win as well.
I'm delighted that SPORTA is going to be supporting two of our young talent, Emily Rothney and Charlie Lane. They're two young snowboarders that are coming through the system. Financially, from a parent's perspective, you know, it's really tough. And snow sports is incredibly expensive.
And the entering is one thing, but the training and the daily cost of having to get up there every day is another. So you have maybe a couple of days competition, but you have a week of training in advance of that if you want a chance of winning that. So that's just, lift passes are not cheap. So yeah, it definitely helps.
Supporting youngsters that have got the dream of, you know, the big dream actually of competing for Team GB on the world class stage, getting to potentially to the next Olympics, to France, is really exciting, but it's also challenging. And it's, you know, you get to the point with some of these athletes, and sadly I've seen it happen, where they have to give up because they don't have the backing and they don't have the support.
The thing about what we've done, it's a little bit different than everyone else, because everyone else has came from money. You know, so I mean, our story's pretty awesome, but in the fact that Emily lives in a caravan, I'm very blessed that I can coach, which I've coached for 32 years in snowboarding, and I've took Emily from nothing to a World Cup squad. We're the only ones that have actually done this.
Boom. Drop the mic.
So there's big air and slopestyle. So big air is just one jump. So it's only one hit. You maybe get 3 runs on that one jump. And then slopestyle would be maybe 3 jumps or 2 jumps and a few rails. So maybe 1 rail, 2 rails. I prefer big air because it's kind of like, no matter what happened, if you've landed your first 2 jumps, you can just, you know, go for it. Spin big, it's super fun. I like it. But I do like the skill of slopestyle. Like you have to land like the first rail.
I'm super excited to watch Emily's journey in her snowboarding. I think as a parent you want that to be long, you want to be injury free and keep safe, but actually for her, she enjoys what she does, she enjoys inspiring other people. I think she would, X Games would be high up there in terms of if you were invited to participate and get involved, you kind of know you've made it.
I'd love to do X Games, that's like my biggest dream. So it's like invitation only, so even if you are like quite good, there's still a chance they might not invite you. But no, if you're really good, they will invite you.
Amongst other athletes, there's a real recognition that you are somebody that people want to ride with, and I think that's good for her. She gets a real sense of achievement in riding with other people and progressing and pushing herself as well as seeing other people progress.
So like all the circuits I'm doing now, like Europa Cups, World Cups, it's not part of that. It's just its own competition. and it'd just be amazing. It's so cool.
I think she sees herself maybe coaching and helping other people in her sport as well, which is quite a nice aspiration, that she kind of looks beyond it a little bit. As long as she's riding well, she's happy, she's enjoying what she's doing, then I'm going to enjoy watching and being part of all of it. So,
when she was younger, she would tell everyone her run. Everyone was like, Emily, what are you going to do? Like, the Swiss are so, you know, they want to know everything. You know, what are you going to do? And Emily's like, oh, you know, I'm just going to do this, this, and this, and this. You know, and she would tell everyone her run, you know, so then they would go back and then like, they were like, right, okay, well, we need to do that to go and beat, you know. And that was what they were like. Emily never had that in her, you know, like, that was never her thing. It was like, she didn't care. And when Emily used to get like upset about a run, you know, she'd come back up and she was like really upset. You know, I used to always just gather this snowball and I would like, Emily, that's your run there. Who cares? You know?
it's great. It's amazing seeing her do what she enjoys, and when she's performing well and when she feels strong, she's full of enthusiasm, and she's happy, and that is brilliant to see. Obviously there's the other side of it where I'm sitting in a kind of PE office in the north of Scotland on the phone trying to lift morale and help her feel better about herself when things aren't going very well, and it's difficult. But, and you know, it can be a wee bit stressful this time of year as we're preparing to go away for winter. You want them to have a good time, you want everything to be ready, and that always feels a wee bit stressful. But once they've all gone and they've arrived in Switzerland, we can kind of relax and enjoy our season. So yeah, we're very proud of her. She's doing really well, and it's an amazing opportunity, and for her to enjoy it so much. I think when she's out there, she gets a lot from other people's praise, I suppose. She knows she's doing well because she receives that from everybody else around her too. So yeah, we are very proud of her, very happy, and just try and hold everything together to make sure that she can continue doing it for as long as she can.
It's challenging, but also how do you plan for the future for these kids? How do you make sure that you set them up for success? It is a long journey and they can be doing it for years. So how do you make sure that you've got those handrails in place on that journey to keep them for the long haul?
To go and watch her, I get a little bit emotional, I'm not going to lie. I'm like, you know, I try not to, but I mean, I get upset at pet rescue, so, you know, it's just lovely to be part of the whole journey and be able to watch your daughter do something way better than I did. I mean, I was much better at falling. I was way better than falling than Emily. She's not, although Emily's took some big falls, but she's a machine.
You are always a bit nervous because it's always like that run, like you try, like it's just a training run. It's just, yeah, that's why I have to tell myself it's just like another training run. I've done this 10 times before, but it's always a bit nervous because, like, you know, the start gate and then just like the waiting and then it's like the go. So it does get nervous, but it's natural.
She does this trick that no one else does. It's cab, which means it's going backwards, and she does it off her toes.
Yeah, goes off the toes. Cab 9. Only woman to do that.
Showing her personal style.
Yeah.
Some people call it hard way, some people call it a todio, but she does this switch todio 10s, and it's been coming round to 12s, and who knows where it's going to go. Oh, that's about 130 feet. Like, look at this from where the takeoff is. It's insane, Marcus. And if you look at the access of her, look at the access of this takeoff, it's nuts. It's nuts. And right there, she's landed here, but you can see she's just over-rotated it, and boom. And snapped her helmet completely in half on the back. And like, my friend was there on the scene as soon as she landed, and he's like, Craig, it was so funny, you know, it's like Emily's just standing up going, where's my goggles? You know, he's like, where's your goggles? Look, you know.
Your dad was telling me about a helmet that got cracked. Do you still have that helmet?
I wrote on it. I wrote where it was.
Oh, did you? Okay.
This is like my junk cupboard, basically. This is where it all just like lives.
This is the helmet.
This is my helmet. There's a lovely crack in it. Thank you, TSG, for protecting me. I wrote on it so I didn't forget. Can I do it a big air? Surprisingly though, I felt like not too bad after. Like I've had a few that have been like, it's really affected me and I've been like, oh, I need to like take a minute.
Yeah.
But this one I was like, it was really weird because it was probably one of my biggest, but I didn't feel so bad. But like, you got to take it really seriously with your head injuries and stuff.
And we had our physio there, Team GB physio, Alison. Protocol is then suddenly Emily's now not allowed to be on snow for a month, just because of that one fall. So any head knock, that's our protocol, is a month off. Then when you come back on snow, you're a week on snow without jumps. You know, just to see how you're. So there's no jumps, so it's like 5-6 weeks effectively.
You know you have these risks, but and you can tell in the air like if it's going well. And I just, with this one, I just knew like the second I was like going up the jump, I didn't even take it off. I was like, oh shit, I'm so fast. Probably got to about 900 and then like figured out, I was like, oh my god, I'm still in the air. I should be coming like lower now. And I was like, oh, I'm still in the air. And then I came around to the 10 where I'd usually land and I'm like, oh no, oh, should I prepare for 12? But then, so it's like I kind of felt like I tried to do that, but then I did over 12 and like landed and caught my heels. So you just kind of got to brace and like prepare because you know it could go very wrong. I personally just try to keep my knees bent and like, but I do keep my neck, I try to keep that quite stiff because like I try to keep it like tucked in because you don't want to whack it too hard, like you try not to. Yeah. So like I like to keep my like knees bent because they're quite, and your arms in, try to keep those in, you don't want them flailing all about. Definitely like when you look at it afterwards you're like, oh my god, that was my head in there. But I still got second, so I had to wait for prize giving.
There's huge injuries to be had in this game, you know, and you just don't know what cards you're going to get dealt. And by knowing where you are in the air, like, is so important. And this is something that we do every single day. You know, this is why we do the building blocks every single day. When we go up there to train, it's an awareness of where you are in the air and how much you're rotating, because obviously the higher the rotations, the higher the risk starts to become. You know, how much do you always get that right? Yeah. If you're hitting 3 jumps in a row, and it's a 7-minute lap time around, you're going to hit up to over 100 jumps that day. The best in the world fall. You know, like, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to take a fall.
So we drive out to Switzerland at the start of the season around December time. In Switzerland for 5 months till the end of April, roughly.
So how long's that journey then?
It's like over 24 hours. Dad basically just keeps driving. It's usually about 12 hours to Dover from here. Then the ferry's about like an hour and something, okay. I guess. And then another 10 hours, maybe 12.
Why drive rather than flying? Is it because you might lose your bags? There's a lot of stuff,
Yeah, for sure, because that's happened a few times. And it's just such a hassle, especially where we are in Switzerland, and Zurich's quite far away, and it's like we don't know how it's going to get there. Hi, Cody.
Who's a man? Right, okay, how do we get on? The company that sponsors Emily, they're just so good. They're good for anything that breaks anywhere. Especially in Switzerland, everything's free. Yeah. Because for them to send anything to the UK, they don't mind sending anything to the UK, but because we're obviously in Switzerland, it works good for them. So, and plus, they get an amazing athlete for nothing. They give us nothing, so it's like,
yeah, it's just the kit.
I mean, they're lovely. I mean, the guy is amazing with us, you know, but you know, there's no money involved. You know, they've got an athlete there that can make anything look amazing.
Big dog cuddle for Izzy. And where's Rosie?
Rosie!
There we boy.
Oh. Be careful, phone us, keep us in touch.
Yeah, we'll phone you as soon as we get to Italy.
Usual. We're all off coaster. You come here beside me, buddy.
Oh, Rosie, it's always hard for the goal, isn't it?
We run over to do an avalanche course in Chamonix for 3 days, and then straight back to Lax, where we'll train, and any really good days we'll drive over to Caravan, which is in St. Moritz, which takes me an hour and a half to drive over that mountain. It's like a pass, it's a beautiful pass that you drive through. Emily sleeps the whole way. She doesn't enjoy any of the view at all.
It was our first day back on jumps. We went over to Cornvatch from Lax. We drove over that morning just to get a feel for the jumps, get our legs back. Because they didn't have that jump up in Lax yet. So we went over. It was going well, getting used to the jumps. And then I did one and it was a bit off axis. I was a bit on my back foot. So when I landed, I was on my back foot and my front knee rolled in, and like instantly it was like I knew it wasn't right. It was like landing with like a locked stiff leg, and your knee just, it went, and you can hear me, I cry out, I like shouted. Instantly, it was just agony. So I got the gondola, the chairlift back up, and the whole time I was just crying hysterically. I could like tell it was not right. It was like so sore, it was in agony, and it was just really hard, and I could just tell it was so sore, it was just not right. So went inside, put some ice on it, and made the decision with my dad to head to the hospital. And then we did an x-ray, and they did lots of pulls and tests on my knee, and then we went and did the MRI, and it was really quick. They did it all very fast, which was great as well, and it came back with a torn ACL, and it was just so sad. And I could not stop crying. Like, oh, it was terrible. I'd called my mum and I couldn't even tell her. I was just like, but I got home, which is nice to see all the physios and start my journey onto recovery. And it was really, it's going well. It's hard. Some days are harder than others. It's quite the process. And no one talks about how painful it is, like after. Like the first week after, it's just pure agony. I know I will get better, but it's so painful.
The community is so behind us here, you know, Aviemore, Badenoch and Strathspey, the whole community, it's lovely, and we've done this all on our own right up to right now, and that's been, it's just like nearly 10 years down the line of doing something that we love doing, and I'm blessed to do the journey with my daughter. People don't get this chance.
I received a call from my mum saying that they thought my dad had been taken to hospital and thought my dad had had a stroke. We went through lots of testing, and unfortunately the testing came back that he had a stage 4 glioblastoma. That's always in the back of my mind and the front of my mind and everywhere. This medal isn't for me, this one. This is totally for my dad.